Star Ocean's the second story are. Square doesn't allow us to get it right, but when they do it, it definitely deserves recognition. Star Ocean's the second story are is an incredible RPG for both fans of the original game and newcomers alike. They took the best game from the Star Ocean franchise, then upgraded nearly everything without compromising the identity of the original. Out of all three versions ever released, this one definitely feels like the definitive one. Let's get some of nitpicks. Negative outs of the first way. The beginning can feel a tad slow, unless you skip dialogue. There are some difficulty spikes and dips that can feel jarring when unpaired. The story I am finding to be pretty enjoyable, but can understand if it isn't allowed by others. Price is pretty steep, but I think they did put enough effort to justify. If you are a huge fan of the genre, gameplay is definitely where it shines the most. This is depth in both the menus. Battles that cultivate into a completing experience. Skill-oriented players can master the dodging system, and grind-oriented players have many avenues to improve the character at any pace they prefer. The presentation is great too. The HD is gorgeous, as always, and the music is pleasant of the ears, just like the additional dimensions that the Elder Cousin series. Tales is known for. SO2 is a party-based action combat that takes place in a 2D space all the while in real time, with fully 3D background, revamped to the HD sprites, adaptable spell animation that no longer take hours to cause an plethora of QQL change like combat revamps, no enemy encounters, few enemy system fishing. SOR2 system also has an in-depth item crafting system as an extension of its skill system that gives you plenty of room to create and make items you wouldn't otherwise be able to access through regular gameplay, or access powerful weapons early if you put the time into leveling up your skills and experimenting with combining items together. Plus, along with the deep leveling specialization system, it makes up for a meaningful way to refine your party, becoming more self-satisfying for the further along you get. This complements some battle encounters that are deeper than many other RPGs on the market, always keeping you on your toes if you ever decided to fully push to speed blitz the game without paying attention to the game mechanics. It should also be noted that I applaud the team for trying to appear both old and new fans with fully voiced Japanese and English characters, with the ability to pick two separate Japanese tracks that are recorded by the voice actors from not just the original PS1 release but the PSP version as well. Also have the ability to freely swap between the original OST or the newly arranged OST, all of which are mixed by the main man himself, Motoi Sakuraba, who composed the original soundtrack. Truly a fine display of what a remake should be, modernizing all-time classic with QOL improvements but not completely removing its identity on what made them enjoyable to being with. For new fans, welcome! Enjoy one of the best Star Ocean games in the series and one of the most underrated JRPGs. Despite having a definitely linear main story, the play is presented with many choices that can make your first playthrough unique. You can pick one of two main protagonists which always different pose. There are many potential party members and party slots, so you have to be little select. There is a multiple of crafting and gameplay skills that you can exploit as much or as little as you had like. The old soundtrack is still available if you don't like the rearranged one. In conclusion, I definitely recommended this if you are a fan of JRPGs at even a casual level. Wouldn't recommend it to those that hate RPGs or those that cannot play anything that isn't turn-based.